Hello everyone, and welcome to Buddhism for Beginners. This is Episode 7, Samudaya, the cause of suffering, the second of the Four Noble Truths. In the last episode, we explored dukkha, the truth of suffering, the reality that no one can escape. But suffering does not arise by itself. It has a cause. And the Buddha clearly pointed out that the cause of suffering is Tanha, craving, thirst, the endless wanting that arises in our own minds. To understand Samudaya is to understand the root of the problem, because once we see the cause clearly, we can begin to find the way to end suffering. Meaning of Samudaya. The word Samudaya means the origin or cause that gives rise to suffering, and that cause is Tanha. The word Tanha literally means thirst. Just like a thirsty person who drinks but is never satisfied, craving in the mind keeps asking for more endlessly. Craving comes in many forms: wanting to have, wanting to be, or wanting not to be. But they all share one thing in common. Whenever the craving is not fulfilled, the mind suffers. Craving is like a force that pushes us to chase after things. The more we chase, the more tired we become, and the further we are from peace. The three types of craving. The Buddha explained that there are three main types of craving. Kama tanha, craving for sense pleasures. Examples: wanting delicious food, a bigger house, luxury travel, or the perfect partner. These are not wrong in moderation, but when the mind clings to them too strongly, they lead to suffering. Bhava tanha, craving for existence, for becoming, for identity. Examples: wanting praise, fame, recognition, or permanent success. These desires make us attached to an image of ourselves. Vibhava tanha, craving for non-existence, wanting not to be. Examples: wanting to escape problems, wishing suffering would disappear instantly, wanting to erase painful memories, or suppressing what we dislike. If we look carefully, we can see these cravings arise in our daily lives. Sometimes we crave new things. Sometimes we crave recognition. Sometimes we crave forgetting the past. All of these are examples of Samudaya in action. Craving in daily life. Let's look closer at how craving shows up in everyday life. At work, we want a higher position, more recognition, more success. If we achieve it, we want even more. If we don't, we feel stressed and disappointed. In relationships, we want our partner to be perfect, to never change. But when they show flaws, our mind resists and suffering arises. With money, we want to earn more and more, to buy what we desire. When we finally get it, another craving appears. The cycle never ends. With technology, we want the newest phone, more followers, more likes on social media. Even when we get them, we are not satisfied. Soon we want more again. These are clear examples of how Tanha, craving, creeps into daily life and fuels suffering. The dangers of craving and how to recognize it. Craving has many dangers. The Buddha compared it to a fire that burns the heart. The more fuel we add, the hotter it burns. Craving leads to attachment. When our desires are not met, the mind reacts with anger, jealousy, or hatred. Conflicts arise. Craving is like drinking salt water. The more you drink, the thirstier you become. It never satisfies. In the scriptures, craving is also compared to a creeping vine that wraps tightly around the heart, binding us to the endless cycle of birth and death. So how can we recognize craving in ourselves? A simple way is to ask, is this a true need, or is it just endless wanting? Whenever we do not get what we want and the mind suffers, that is craving at work. Seeing it clearly is the first step to loosening its power. Conclusion. In summary, Samudaya is the cause of suffering, and that cause is Tanha. When we see this truth, we realize that suffering does not happen by accident. It arises from endless wanting in our own hearts. To understand Samudaya is to understand the root of the problem, and that prepares us for the next noble truth, Nirodha, the cessation of suffering.